See if she'll start. Okay, so anyhow, yeah, I come up here with a live stream. I want to talk to the manosphere a little bit. Talking to men, yeah, just how evil our society is. I've watched the situation that's been going on in society, and this is not a dating scene topic, but it is a symptom in society that shows how evil people really are. You know what's hilarious out of the manosphere? All the complaints and all of the evil acts that people do, and we know how women are. And you've had to stoop to the levels of men talking about going their own way, even though the most of them don't go their own way. But we talk about the family court system. We talk about the corruption within the system. I did a live stream the other day where I talked about women and men and the programming and how women are victims of NWO and the programming as well, but on a different level than men. And how the primary victims in today's society is actually men, not women. Okay, and I sit back and I watch and I see what's going on. And we have this little boy, probably 11, 12 years old, who's running around the internet. Okay, and his mother was right there programming him and helping to destroy this boy's life. And so he's dressing like a female and he's running around dancing and doing sexual dances, and he's with a bunch of transgender men dressed like women. And it just it goes on how evil and how low this is, okay? And how this boy's been mind controlled and brainwashed, okay? And it stands in your face how he's been actually brainwashed into the behavior that he's representing, because he's been, oh, since I was 2 years old, when my son was 2 years old, he came to me with a makeup in his hand. So the mother's justification for a 2-year-old child getting a hold of the makeup was, rather than take the makeup away from the child, who's too young to understand what it's for at 2 years old, we're going to go ahead and say, oh, this means you want to put this on. Oh, here, let me put some makeup on you. Here, let me throw a wig on you. Let me put a dress on you. And this is what the mother's done. And now the mother wants to convince you that this boy has done this of his own will, which is a crock of crap, okay? And then we got this Save James going on right now with a father who is in the middle of a divorce, who the wife is a pediatrician, no less, who has decided that she's going to take her 6-year-old son, dress him up as a female, give him a new name, and send him to school as a female, and that the father has no rights to say, no, you're not. This is our boy. This is a boy. This is a boy, not a girl. The mother don't care, because I guess the mother's so mental, but she's calling herself a pediatrician. I think she's dangerous to our children, personally. So here's a female pediatrician who has taken her own child and turning him into a girl for her own selfish wants. When the child goes to visit and be with his dad, he don't want anything to do with that dress. He wants to be who he is, a boy. But the mother don't want the child to be a boy, so the mother's going to brainwash this 6-year-old into. And then the mother now has gone to the courts and wants the courts to order the father to pay for the hormone blockers that they want to give him at 8 years old. So when he turns 8, they want to start chemical castration on this little boy. The mother does. The system does. The courts are going along with it. And because she's a pediatrician, the medical industry and the school system's going along with it. The father got in trouble for giving his little boy a haircut because it was against the wishes of the mother who wants to turn a boy into a girl. The father don't want his son's life destroyed, but the mother don't care because it's about her selfish want. See, in our man-bashing, male-hating society, we're going to let women, and there's the funny thing is I watched a couple videos that was done by a female, and she's done an outstanding job of calling this one out. She says the same thing I say, that this mother needs to lose the custody of both of her children immediately. No qualms, no ins and outs. She needs to lose custody of her kids. She even says through all of her research on this type of situation, a parent wanting to turn their child into the opposite gender of what they are, through all of her research, she can't find one man doing this, and that it appears to be only women doing this to their children. Huh, what a surprise that is, huh? No, that's not a surprise to me at all. Let's look at what women have done for us because we've placed them on a pedestal. That's right. Because we've pampered them, we've turned our back to reality. We didn't hold women accountable for their behavior. We excused their behavior regardless of how corrupt it was. And we got a biased court system because it's part of NWO for division of the genders. And we got a media and a television set in Hollywood that spend years male bashing, and more male bashing. So just how evil are we? Is there any men out here willing to side with this father and go sign the petition? I did. I think if you have any care at all about right and wrong, that the manosphere, MGTOW, been going their own way, the abuse that you've already suffered at a woman's hands? I understand this is not your child, but I understand this. This father is trying to save his son from a very sick, twisted, evil mother who is a pediatrician who is going to completely destroy her son's life. Her son doesn't want to be a girl. He was born a boy and he knows he's a boy. But the mother don't want him to be a boy. And the mother is so evil, she's wanting to make the court system to force him to pay for the chemical castration of his own son, and then turn around and make him pay for the surgery to cut his off and turn him into a girl. When he would never be a girl, even if it was cut off and a phony one was designed down there, it could never be put back, and it would completely destroy this boy's life for the rest of his life. And we're going to sit back and we're going to allow this type of sick behavior? Yeah, I'll put a link after this down here. I posted it up on my Facebook page. So when this live stream is done, I will be putting a link once this goes up in the more so that you can see what I'm talking about. This is out of Texas. All you'd have to do is Google 6-year-old mother, okay, Texas, wanting to turn, 6-year-old child in Texas, mother wanting to turn or castrate the boy or anything like that in Google search. And you're going to find this story and it's very current. This is going on right now. This is not old news. This is going on right now. And there is a petition online. And I would suggest for anybody that knows what I'm talking about, and for the manosphere of all we know about how evil women are, and what this mother's doing to this child, that we need to sign that petition. And I done that yesterday. I signed that petition. And I shared this father's grief on Facebook. This father's calling for the public's help because he's up against an ex-wife who's a pediatrician that NWO, the court system, the school system is on the mother's side. They don't care about this child. They're going to destroy this child's life. And this type of stuff has to be stopped. So, when I say just how evil this world is there any care left at all? I'm serious. Is there any care left at all? I think I favorited these videos, and if you come up on my homepage of this channel, you should be able to look at my favorites and stuff and even find them, and then you'll find the petition link. I'm just giving you some hints before I get it there, but I will put it there if you don't want to go look. But if you go look, it's not going to be hard for you to find this story. This father did a speech, not very long, and he got up and he talked to the public addressing this. This is dead seriously really happening. He hasn't got the money to compete against his ex-to-be wife, who's a pediatrician, who obviously is making more money than him. Since if she's a pediatrician, she's went to medical school. Maybe she should have went to mental health school for her own brains, huh? Since she's so deluded, so sick. Maybe she's been mind controlled herself and engineered for this. Who knows? But we do know this. If you're a TFLer, you already know the rejection rate. If you're a man going your own way, you've ever had a woman in your life, you know what I'm talking about and the stuff I've told you. The drama's off the wall. People's behaviors is completely gone. Getting a date anymore is like looking for a reason to hit yourself in the head with a hammer. Because people do not know how to treat each other. So in a lot of ways, TFLers and incel, wincel, actually it should be wincel, because I'll tell you what about incel. If you name yourself wincel and TFLers, you don't know how lucky you really are. You may not feel lucky from being rejected, but when you look at what's going on in society and how people are treating each other, why are you in a hurry to be abused? Because to be with a woman in today's society is the same as hitting yourself in the head with a club. She's going to abuse you over and over and over again. She will treat you lower than dirt on the ground. And I hate to say that because I've seen it so many times. Now, it's not that we don't have toxic men out here who would do the same onto the woman, treat her like complete shit, because we do. But the majority of this behavior is being done to the woman onto the man, not the other way around. I don't agree with a man abusing a woman this way, and I don't agree with a woman abusing a man this way. We're all human beings. This is where people don't understand me when I tell the people you really got to check your behaviors. That's not a gender issue. But we need to do what's right. We need to stand up for what's right. And when I see this story going on and I see this is really taking place right now, and I went and I signed that petition, then yeah, this needs to be brought out, and people are wondering, why isn't this out in the public? Why are more people not knowing about this? Well, I'm sure because of censorship, because the powers to be are evil as hell, sick and twisted and deluded. We already know our court systems is, and our medical industry and our school system is. I mean, the father ain't got no rights even with the school system. They won't make the mother put the boy in boy's clothes and send him as who he is. The school system's backing up this behavior. The school system tried to discipline the father and said something to the courts because on the father's visitation he gave his son a haircut. So he was to be in trouble for giving his son a haircut because the school system is going to say, well, you got to recognize his gender. He has a right to be a girl if he wants to be a girl. But the little boy don't want to be a girl. The little boy says, no, I don't want to be a girl. And then he's got a twin brother to top it off. And his twin brother tells his dad, well, mom don't make him put on the female clothes until it's time to go to school. So see, during the time when he's not in school, he gets to run around in his boy clothes. He gets to come running out the door to go to visitation to his dad with his brother and get in a vehicle in boy's clothes and be a boy. But as soon as it's time to go to school, mom's throwing the dress on him. Mom's throwing the wig on him, throwing the makeup on him, and telling him your name is Luna. And got to school doing this too, as up after the moon. It's completely absurd. It's completely insane. But what are we doing about it? Well, it's a female. Females don't abuse children. Females are nourishing and charity and care about their children. Really? Are you kidding me? You know how many females I've seen abusing children? Oh, but it's only the man that would abuse a child. We all know the men are rapists and vile pedophiles and blah, 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 blah. And on and on and on we go with the list of complete horse crap, okay? That's correct. Anything that is government seduced is absolutely shit. That's correct. 100% spot on. You want free health care? Good luck on that one. And what kind of health care are you going to get, you know? You can't trust the medical system or the healthcare system. Come on, this mother's a pediatrician. And as of being a pediatrician for children, she's decided that because she wanted a boy or a girl in her life for a child, and she's only had boys, that she could pick out her child and say, okay, this one will make a good girl, and turn her boy into a girl, and she's calling herself a pediatrician? What kind of nonsense is that? She's not no pediatrician. She's a nut job. You know, she wanted a girl that bad and she had her tubes tied, never had a girl, and has only got boys. How about going and adopting a girl, huh? I'm sure you'd find some girl you could adopt. It's just unreal. It's unbelievable how sick our society's becoming. And how can we let an 11-year-old boy run around dressing up like a girl, going into clubs and dancing dressed as a girl, and hanging out with a bunch of transvestites, men dressed like women, and then have a page where people could book? In other words, you're pimping out your child. This 11-year-old child's on a website where you get to book a time if you want to have him come and dance for you. I mean, I'm sure your booking him for sex lessons or sexual things too, ain't you, huh? After all, UNESCO does push for and say that there's nothing wrong with our society. I mean, they've been sexually educating your kid for years now through UNESCO. They think it's all right for a 5-year-old to start learning masturbation. I don't know how many people's looked into this stuff, but this is no lie. This is for real. So what do you think the outcome is for this 11-year-old boy that's running around because it started at 2? And how would it start at 2? Oh, well, my 2-year-old came running to me with some makeup in his hand, and I just knew I had to put the makeup on his face and give him a new name and put a wig on him and put a dress on him. Yeah, that was the mother's philosophy. And that's not even the same mother that's abusing her child right now and trying to make the father pay to chemistry castrate her own child because she wants a girl. It's freaking sick. And then you see when I've talked about how men have absolutely no parental rights. If you get a woman pregnant, you don't not only have any parental rights in the say so if that child's born or not, okay? You don't have no rights at all. Look at this father. The boy's 6 years old. And he's not able to stop his wife from dressing him as a girl as he's just starting school. So I think, what is he, 6, going to be 7 now? So when he turns 8 years old, the mother wants the courts to order him to pay for the chemical castration so they can start putting him on hormone blockers. And then as soon as he's old enough to do surgery, I think at 15, to force him onto the surgery and cut off his you know what? This mother's rooting for destroying her own child's life. It's disgusting. I mean, the female that I've watched earlier today, she's got a couple videos on this. She's done a really good job. I give her kudos and I give her all hands up because she's standing up with the father. And she says the same thing I say. She says, take these kids away from that mother. And on top of it, she went and did her homework and found out she can't find no men, no fathers anywhere in society that want to give sex changes to their children. But she's finding all kinds of parents wanting to give sex changes to their children, and every last one of them are women. And this is coming out of a woman's mouth who done the research, is not playing bias. She's calling it as it is. Thank God for some honest people left in this world. I've always told you, it's not every single woman. It's not every single man. There are still good women and there are still good men left in this world. It's just not enough of us, is there? Because we're overrun by evil. Every corner we turn is evil, evil, evil. It's disgusting. It makes me mad. It just infuriates me that we sit back and we let this happen. That we do nothing about it. And how can a court system sit there and even side with this? Where the heck is Child Protective Services? Why ain't they in there seeing that this mother's forcing this boy to dress as a girl, sending him to school and changing her name? Okay, you Child Protective Services is right there to steal your children from you, but when a parent is really abusing their child, where are they now, huh? So where are you, Child Protective Services? Why aren't you doing your job? Oh, that's right, because your job's just to steal the children away from innocent, good parents, right? But this mother's a pediatrician, see? Because she's a pediatrician, by golly, the school system, the court system, and even Child Protective Services says, okay, you can go ahead and turn your boy into a girl if you want. And don't be surprised if they don't court order the dad to pay for the chemical castration of his own child and pay for the surgery to mutilate his own child. If I was that father, I'd take the kids and I'd run. As far as paying anything that the court's order when it says it, I'd show them this. I'd show them the middle finger and I wouldn't give them a penny. I don't care what the courts tell me. I would never, ever, ever do it to my own child. It's just, I mean, you got to really figure out what's going on here when you look at that. Yeah. Yeah, now I got somebody here that I need to throw out. I hate to do that to people, but I'm not here to play games. You're going to come in here and say, well, no, you wouldn't do that, and tell me what I wouldn't do. Don't worry, you're not here no more. Bye. That's how I take care of trolls. Okay, so see how deluded people are? As serious as of a topic as this is, and how we need to be standing up and helping his father, you get some clown coming in here, Matt the man, might as well be 666. He flipped the 666 upside down to 999. That ain't no man. That's Pussy Bagger the Stooge, who don't care about anybody, not even a child, that's willing to come in here and make that kind of statement. Disgusting, isn't it? But don't worry, they're not here no more because I threw them out right where they belong, out on their ass. Matter of fact, they probably belong where this mother belongs, in a loony bin for the mentally sick. It's just disgusting. It really is. I get so fired up when I see this type of stuff because I realize what's going on. And it makes me just disgustedly sick when I see this type of stuff because I realize where our world's going. I really do. And I don't know what to tell you other than this stuff needs stopped. Okay, and we have to take a stand. Because if we don't take a stand against this stuff, then who is? And that's where you really need to think about it. Who's going to take a stand against this type of stuff? Because it needs to be happening. I mean, to sit there and think that you can forcibly do this to your own child is just disgusting. Where the heck is it? I'm looking right now. Good thing I downloaded this thing in case YouTube's decided. I'm not saying they did. But people were asking me. I was going to put the link in the chat for you here, but so I'm looking as I'm talking to you because I saved all this stuff, but it's just being ridiculous finding it now. It's like it's playing hide and go seek, and it shouldn't be. Absolutely nuts. I'll tell you what, I got one over on you, okay? I'm going to put 2 links in the more here and give you a chance to at least find this stuff yourself. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. You can do that. And in case one don't work, I'll put them in here again for you. I'll put these in here for you so you can hear the stuff yourself. I saved these things on my Facebook. Probably a good thing I did share them on my Facebook. Because it appears YouTube is playing hide and go seek with me. Which is just wrong, okay? So I'm going to give you these links this way. Because as I told you, I won't hide this stuff from you. So try this one as well. This is the story right there. Okay, so you want to watch that story. This is just disgusting, okay? I put these links here for you so you can see them yourself. Matter of fact, since I got it here, I'll just add it to it right now. Okay, so you can see this stuff yourself. This infuriates me. It really does. Because I see this type of stuff and it so needs to be stopped. It really does. Okay? It just needs to be stopped. And it's not going to be stopped unless we can get enough numbers of people outcrying about it for these people. So I'm all for helping a father in this situation. If it was your child, wouldn't you be for helping? Wouldn't you be for wanting somebody to help in this situation where the mother's a pediatrician, out earns you, has government and school systems and obviously child protective services on her side? That type of stuff just burns me up. So there's your links, okay? YouTube is playing hide and go seek with them, but that's all right. I saved them, so you're not going to really hide it through too far from me because I got a bad habit of backing things up and sharing them another spot so I can still access them. I've even downloaded a couple of these. Okay, so if you take them down, I can shove them back up. And that's exactly what will happen if YouTube tries to censor this out and takes their stuff down. I mean, I'll open accounts all over YouTube if I had to, and I'll keep putting them back up. And why would I do that? Because right is right and wrong is wrong. And what are we doing? We're attacking a child. You're going to tell this 6-year-old, 7-year-old little boy that he has no choice. His mother's decided, even though you were born a boy and you want to be a boy, that you don't have a right to be a boy because mommy has decided that you're going to be a girl. That's really what we're saying, too. And that is disgusting. I mean, and this is really where it comes from. I mean, what else are we going to do? I mean, our system's going to back her up and crap all over the husband and crap all over the child. That's why I said, where's Child Protective Services now, huh? How come you're there for everybody else's kid, but now when a kid really needs help, you're nowhere to be found, huh? How convenient of Child Protective Services in Texas. Just not to be nowhere to be found when a child really needs their help. That's the reason I'm doing this live stream today, and I'm hoping that the Manosphere will take this. And I'm hoping, I'd love to see the Manosphere grab onto this story and for thousands of men to go to that site and put their name on that petition and start making videos and start exposing this mother and this story. Pushing this story, making it go viral. Let them try to hide it. If enough men come up here and we start pushing this story and pushing this story and pushing this story, we can force this to go viral right under their damn nose, causing enough friction and a big enough outcry that it gets put to a stop. And it would be worth it because you're saving this boy's life. This boy's life is going to be completely destroyed if we don't step up to the plate and help this dad. You already know how evil this world is. They already know if you're a man how bashed down you are and how you have no rights and nothing. How the women have taken over everything and men literally have no rights. And how the system is backing that kind of treatment up against men. So you tell me, what chance does this father stand if we cannot unite and stand together for this? And if you can't unite and stand together for this, for that little boy, and you're going to allow a twisted, evil, sick mother to chemically castrate her own child and then force surgery on them and mutilate them and turn them into a gender they're not, that they never could be to begin with, even that surgery does not make them a female. They do not have the female parts, genes, or anything. They're still a boy. Now they're mutilated and can't be returned back to their own gender. This is how sick this is. It's absolutely sick. Yes, that's correct. I agree with this guy's last statement. Okay? He don't believe in demons. This is just a common case of children out of control. And yes, women are more mentally, okay, in dental or whatever you want to call that word, in denial to children than men will ever be. I agree with that. Because I've seen too many cases of the loving, caring, cherishing mother who nurtures her children. Yeah, she nurtures them with fists and pulling the hair and shaking them and slamming them and hating her kids' guts because they may be a boy and playing favoritism to the girl. Yeah, so nourishing, huh? But what you got to remember, I'm not calling this on all women, because if you watch the woman who's reporting on this and you listen to what she says, you're going to see you actually have a good female there. You really do. She wasn't afraid when she did her homework to do her homework, and one of the results was she could only find women pushing to change their children's gender. She could find no men doing it. She didn't cover that up, and she did not report it. She told you about it. She stayed honest straight across the board. All respect to her. I really do. I give her all respect for that. I've always said it's not every single woman, it's not every single man that we have good people. It's just we're so surrounded by sick, evil people, finding the good people is hard to do. That's really what it comes down to. And it disgusts me. It really does. And so, yeah, that's the reason I'm doing this live stream, is because I'm trying to make a call to people to help this father. Go sign that petition. And I'm not asking for anybody to give out what they can't give, but I'm telling you what, if you go to his website, which you'll find if you're looking, and donate a little bit of money to help him fight this damn thing, because obviously she's a pediatrician and makes more money than him, and obviously she seems to have child protective services, the school system, courts on her side, which means he's going to be needing to dump a lot of money to fight this. And we're going to have a lot of people standing up, maybe calling down there and making a big ruckus. Even if you got a way of traveling down there, you can travel down there and start protesting this stuff. If we don't make enough friction, this little boy's going to have his life completely destroyed. Okay, so we have to do whatever we're possibly able to do. If you can't travel there, I respect you for that. I understand. If you ain't got money to donate, I don't expect you to, because I totally understand. I really do. But we got to do whatever we're able to do. That's how I feel about this. So do whatever you're able to do. I mean, at least you could go over there and sign the petition. Maybe you could make a video. Maybe you could maybe you could take the links I give you and spread them all over the internet. Even that would be helping. because you're going to push it out there where it's getting around, and people are seeing it. And that's what's really important, is to try to help this father in any way we can. Because this is not going to be easy. I know how bad that would have to hurt, seeing your own wife want to destroy your child this way, knowing that your child is at risk of being chemically castrated and then mutilated by their own mother, and that you, as a man, the father, the biological father of your child, have no rights to stop her? Why do you think I called this video what I did? Just how evil are we? That's the reason I'm calling this live stream what I'm calling it. Because in reality, just how evil are we that even the biological father has no rights to put a stop to this? That's just, it couldn't get any more evil than that. I'm sorry, it really can't. And I told you I care about right and wrong, and I care about people. I always have. I don't come up here and try to help so many men because I don't care. But when I was watching, it just infuriated me so bad. I was watching this yesterday, and I went up there and I did more looking this morning and more research on this and watched this gal's videos that she had done. And the more I looked, the more infuriated I got. Okay? And so, yeah, and I signed the petition yesterday on this. So, yeah, I've already been there and signed the petition. And this is the reason, I decided, no, I'm going to do a live stream today, and I'm going to talk about this because this needs to be brought out. Censorship of this story needs to be stopped. We need to run with this and make it so that it's harder than hell for anybody to try to censor this. Take the power away from them to be able to censor this. And make sure this goes global. Let everybody know how sick and deluded this mother is. And that she needs to lose her children. The father's the one that should be having custody of these children. That's proven just by the mother's actions. I don't care if you say she's a pediatrician or not. She's just holding a piece of paper. Man-made programming. That's all that is. That part, once again, he's correct. Women do love that type of behavior. And lesbian, okay? Let's look at, did I don't know how many of you know this. The majority of a gay man's friends, no lie, a gay man, the majority of their friends will be women. Did you know Sonny and Cher? Do you know Cher? When I say Sonny and Cher, did you know that the biggest part of Cher's fans are gay? Gay men? Yeah. No lie. Fact. So that would be true. So but it's just disgusting how evil and how we sit there and pamper and cover up for women, and women keep getting corrupter and corrupter because we keep placing women above ourselves. We keep not holding them responsible, okay? And we just keep the trend going and going and going. And so now what happens? We got a mother pediatrician who comes along and wants to chemically castrate her child. 6 years old, gonna be 7 years old, and the mother's dressing him up like a female and sending him to school, giving him a new name, telling him he's gonna be a girl, and now taxing the courts to pay for the chemical castration of her 6-year-old child, so that when he's 8 years old, that they can start feeding him hormone blockers. And then when he's 15 years old, we can force him on an operating table and cut it off and turn him into a girl that he could never be, and the little boy don't want to be a girl. The father wants his son to be a boy. The boy wants to be a boy. Well, but because mommy's mommy and mommy's a pediatrician, you don't have no say so. Sorry. You're just a guy. So what if you're the father? The father is doing everything he can. He actually, okay, to when in doubt, the father actually got in trouble for giving his son a haircut. The father went up on a podium and spoke out about this. Because the mother is a pediatrician, and the mother has the school system, the court system, and obviously child protective services on her side. This father's in a bad spot. So what's the father going to do to stop her? Kill her and go to prison? I thought about maybe he should just take his children when they're visiting and run. But I don't want to promote something that's going to get the kids taken away from him neither. Yeah, I agree with you on that. You know, if it was your child, I would agree with what you're saying when in doubt. I got no problem. I agree with what you're saying, but it is a tough spot. It's a very tough spot because you know how that is. They will call that parental kidnapping. You know, and they'll come looking for him and you'll have feds and it'll become a felony. And they'll be chasing him. And if he ever gets picked up, the kid will go back to the mother and he'll lose all rights, plus go to prison. So it's really a rock and a hard spot. And then the kid winds up getting chemically castrated and done to anyhow. Because you took him and ran unless he can get across the country where there's no expedition. And I don't know how to get the kid out of the country because nowadays, to cross that border into another country with your child, you have to have paperwork proving that both parents have gave consent to leave the country with the child. So that means he would have to sneak into another country. That's how crooked and corrupt this is. See, you could take the kid and run, which I would agree with, right? Take his children and run. But then they're going to say that's parental kidnapping, which is a felony. And if they catch him, they're going to take the kids and return them to the mother. And they're going to lock him up. Now what good's he going to be for his children? And if he tries to leave the country, he's going to be facing proving paperwork that he has the mother's permission. So, you know, I mean, I think this is a real tough spot to be put into personally. But I agree with you. I actually do agree with when in doubt. Because I had that thought myself, man. Take your freaking kid when it's visitation time and haul ass. I mean, you know, and I don't like promoting something that's going to, but the problem is what I just said. Then it becomes just that parental kidnapping. And now that's a felony. So now they can chase you across state lines. To take your children and leave the country, even if you get passports for them because they're underage, you got to show the paperwork certified paperwork that you got both parents' permission. So now we have a dilemma there. So I don't think there's an easy out on this. So I went and signed the petition. I don't know what the easy out is. The only thing I can tell you is I think that as many people need to know about this as possible. I think we all need to stand up with this father and help fight back. And if any of you can come up with an idea that may help to save this kid, I'm all for it. Okay? I'm all for it because this little boy don't stand a chance. He really don't. He don't stand a chance. The father may literally have to put his life on the line. And the sad thing is, if he puts his life on the line and takes his children and runs, then he needs to be able to get somewhere where he can't be touched. I mean, that's where he would need to be able to get. Somewhere where he can't be touched and his children can't be touched. Because we know how corrupt the system is. If he don't get somewhere where he can't be touched and he gets caught running with his kids, it is going to be parental kidnapping. They're going to lock his ass up and they're going to put the kids right back in that psycho mother's arms, who will continue to do what she's doing. And because Child Protective Services has failed this child and will continue to fail the child, because this is a pediatrician. His mom is a pediatrician, damn it. She knows what's best for this kid. She knows it's best to go ahead and chemically castrate him even if he don't want to be a girl. Yeah. This is just, that's why I said it fires me up. It really does. It pisses me right on off. So that's the reason I come up with this live stream today and I'm talking about this topic. Because we all know the abuse that men take at the hands of women. Now here's a little child, a boy, 6, 7 years old, who can't even defend himself, taking this kind of abuse from a mother who's a pediatrician who wants to completely destroy his life. No, I don't think I have. You could put that link in here and I'll go check it out for sure. Yesterday and today I got tied up into this little boy. And I got fired up over the other little boy going around the internet dressing like a girl, dancing and hanging out with all these transsexual men. And finding a website where they're actually booking this little boy, like a pimping him out. Pimping out an 11-year-old boy, dressing him as a girl, and he's going around brainwashing all the way. So, and then I got looking into this case, and just the two of them just fired me right up. And I'm trying what I can do to help this father. I've seen his speech. He's crying out for people to help him. They got that petition online. And he's going to need people helping him because he's against the corrupt system. And it's just a sad situation because I don't know what else to tell him to go, I had all the thoughts that the When in Doubt had. Take the kids and run. Seriously. Get the hell out of the country. I had the same thoughts. But then, I'm a thinker and I rethink stuff and I'm thinking, them are the right answers, but not the right answers unless because you're going to sneak into another country. You literally would have to sneak your children into another country. And if you couldn't find a way of sneaking them into another country, and then to be safe and not be rejected by the country and pushed back, and then you wouldn't want to get caught parental fucking kidnapping, because now you're not going to be there to defend your kid because you're going to be behind bars. This is not an easy situation the way I see it. And anything else I could think of would be totally illegal. I could say other ideas, but I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say them. Because that would just, oh, well, you promoted the idea, I can say other things that would be really easy to put a stop to this. Okay, but they're all illegal. Okay, so no, I can't go that route. And the father himself, I'm sure he's probably thinking of everything he can do, but he probably realizes what I realize. If he runs with his children, he can get it for parental kidnapping as a felony. It'll cross state lines. They'll chase him all over the country, and if he don't get out of the country with the kids, it's a real dilemma. It really is. But we need to find a way to save this child. We got to stop that sick mother. And that's the way I feel about that. That's why I said, just how evil are we? Let the manosphere come together. Let us figure out how to help this man save his child. That's what I say. Let the people of this country start raising their voices up. And let's save this child before the mother gets by with it. And let's get these kids away from that mother. Because any mother willing to do that to her own child, now she needs to lose them. Yeah, it's really a tough one. So, but I guess what I'm going to ask people to do is, when in doubt, I'm sure he'll do this. I left a link over there on underneath one of Doubt's videos last night because I wanted him to see this story. I really did, okay, because I wanted When in Doubt to see that story. And I guess what I'm going to ask people to do is to share this everywhere, to take these links from this story and push them all over the internet. And let's get as many people involved with this as we can. And the only reason I'm saying that is because this is not an easy situation. And the father's really in a rock and a hard spot because I could think of a lot of things I could do to stop it, but all of them are illegal. And if this father goes to illegal streams to stop her, he's going to wind up in jail. And then if he don't get her stopped, he still winds up in jail and she winds up still in the mother's hands. And we need to get the kid out from underneath the mother. The mother needs to lose custody of her children. Actually, for the children's safety, for this boy's safety, so that she don't get by with using the system to chemically castrate her own child. All because she wanted a daughter and never had one. So she's going to try to turn her boy into a girl against his will. No, she needs stopped. I don't give a shit what her credentials are. She needs stopped. And that's the way I feel about that. So, yeah, we need to band together and we need to try to help this father. And that's the way it is, and I'm doing this because I told people before, man, I care about right and wrong. I truly do. And I care about people in our world. And that's why I told you about the gal that's done a couple videos on this. She's done an outstanding job. We all understand how corrupt women are, but I'm sorry, it's not every single woman. And it isn't. There's good women out here. And there's good men out here, but we are surrounded by evil. Okay, so, and this woman here impressed the heck out of me. I mean, hey, at least she caught it for what it was. And she did her research and found out that she can't find no men that are ever pushing to change their gender of their children. She looked and looked, and so far she said it straight up. I can't find no men, no fathers willing to change the gender of their children. It seems to only be mothers. That's right, women. Only be women. No, I haven't talked to Jeff in, I don't know, couple, 3 days. He does have my email, though. And I didn't see nothing in the email from him, so if Jeff does, that's fine. I mean, you also have my phone number when in doubt. So if you ever want to talk to me, feel free to call. You've got my phone number. You feel free to call whenever you want. That's sort of the way I feel about that. Just try to remember our time differences, though. Take that into respect, okay? Outside of that, no. Well, I think Steve Hoka would be interested in probably going on a live stream with Mike the MGTOW Monk. If he's willing, I try. So, that's something I can talk with Steve Hoka. You know, Mike the MGTOW Monk yourself when in doubt. I wouldn't even mind being involved in that one myself. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, bringing the manosphere together is important right now. I mean, the topic at hand today I figured was very important, and I think that we as men need to reach out and try to help this child. Well, if Mike's willing to go live with Steve Hoka, I don't know if he'd be willing to be live with me and Steve Hoka. I can make contact with Steve Hoka, okay? And I can call and talk to Steve. And I'll see what Steve does. If Steve's willing to do it, I'll see if I can't set something up. I got nothing against that. So I guess give me to tonight. I'll call Steve tonight and I'll talk to Steve. And then we'll go from there. Okay? So that's how I handle that. Then I can get a hold of you when in doubt. Whether I send you an email or something, I'll let you know the results of after talking to Steve. And you can let Mike the MGTOW Monk know this. And we could get something set up, okay? I'm willing to do that. And as far as the situation I came up for the live stream today, I want to see everybody help here. I want to see anybody willing to ever. I mean, I think all the men or anybody that's been in this chat and anybody sees this video, this live stream, even after it goes up, I would suggest that you go ahead and you get to the website, sign a petition, and spread this thing around like wildfire. Make this story go viral. Push it and push it. Because we're trying to save a little boy's life from being castrated and mutilated by his own damn mother. And if you have any care in your heart at all, man, you got to do what's right here. You really do. And so that's really what this live stream was about, was to make a cry out to get as many people aware of this as possible and see what we can't do on a collective to try to save this boy. This little child does not deserve to be put on hormone blockers at 8 years old and chemistry castrated. Hormone blockers making him grow breast when he's a boy. And then put on an operating table and mutilated on an unreturnable surgery. His life completely destroyed by his own mother. So, that's the reason I came up today. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here, but make sure this story goes viral. I did put the links in the chat here. I do got a couple of links underneath this live stream when it comes up. Take this story, run with it, put it on your Twitter, put it on your Facebook, put it on blogs around everywhere. Let other people see it. And if you come up with an idea of how to help this kid, by golly, go for it. Because we need to band together and try to help this kid. The father's in a struggle against evil, and we need to band with that father. And this mother needs to lose these kids. This mother really needs to lose her kids. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. And thanks. And you all have a good one.